Have you ever felt small in the face of a giant problem? As if the challenges of life were much greater than you can bear? Maybe you are facing financial difficulties, health problems, or emotional issues that seem insurmountable. In those moments, it is easy to feel crushed by the weight of obstacles. But what if I told you there is an ancient story that can offer the strength and inspiration you need to overcome these giants? Today we will explore how the unwavering faith of a young shepherd named David helped him defeat the giant Goliath, and how that same faith can transform your life. In this video, we will dive into the incredible story of David and Goliath, highlighting the lessons of courage, strategy, and faith that we can apply in our lives today. You will discover how to face your own giants, whether at work, in health, or in relationships, and emerge victorious. We will also share real testimonies of people who have overcome enormous challenges inspired by this biblical story. If you want more inspiring videos that help you find strength and purpose in faith, subscribe now to the Héroïs de Faith channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our stories and lessons that can transform your life. Join us on this journey of faith and overcoming. In ancient times, the people of Israel faced the Philistines, a powerful and relentless enemy. Among them stood a giant named Goliath, a feared warrior who terrorized the army of Israel with his enormous strength and size. Goliath challenged the Israelites daily, asking them to send a single man to fight him in a decisive combat. However, fear dominated the hearts of the soldiers of Israel, and no one dared to face him. Meanwhile, a young shepherd named David tended to his sheep and lived a simple life, but full of faith in God. When David heard about Goliath's challenge, he volunteered to fight the giant. Armed only with his sling and 5 smooth stones, David approached the battlefield, determined and confident in divine help. Goliath laughed and mocked David, disbelieving that such a small and unarmored young man could be a threat. But David, with unwavering courage and deep faith, declared, "You come against me with sword, spear, and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied." With a precise aim, David launched a stone that struck Goliath on the forehead, knocking the giant to the ground. With that simple sling, David defeated an apparently invincible enemy, demonstrating that true strength comes from faith and trust in God. David's victory over Goliath was not just a physical triumph, but also a powerful testimony that with faith, any challenge can be overcome. Now let's delve into the valuable lessons we can learn from this incredible story. How can David's courage and faith help us face our own giants today? We will explore 3 practical lessons that you can apply in your life to overcome any obstacle. The first lesson we can draw from the story of David and Goliath is the importance of self-confidence. David did not let the size or strength of Goliath intimidate him. From a young age, he had faced and defeated lions and bears to protect his sheep, and this experience gave him the necessary confidence to face an experienced warrior like Goliath. David knew that his skills were different from those of an ordinary soldier. He did not try to use Saul's armor, which was heavy and uncomfortable for him. Instead, he relied on his own experience and the tools he mastered. His sling and stones. This example teaches us that we must trust our own abilities and experiences, even when facing challenges that seem beyond our capacity. When we trust ourselves, we recognize our value and potential. This does not mean ignoring our limitations, but rather valuing our strengths and seeking ways to use them as effectively as possible. David's self-confidence and his abilities were essential for his victory. He believed he could win because he had already overcome significant challenges before. Therefore, when facing our own giants, we must remember to trust ourselves. We must believe that we have what it takes to overcome challenges, even if the road ahead seems difficult. Self-confidence is a fundamental pillar for achieving victory in any aspect of life. The second lesson we can draw from the story of David and Goliath is about the strategic use of available resources. When David prepared to face Goliath, he did not have access to the heavy armor or sharp swords of the soldiers. Instead, he relied on the resources he already knew well and had at his disposal, a sling and 5 smooth stones from the stream. This choice was not made by chance. David knew that with the sling, he had the skill and precision necessary to hit his target with enough force. He used his past experiences as a shepherd, where he faced wild animals to protect his flock, to choose the best strategy to defeat the giant. This lesson teaches us to look at the resources we already have at our disposal and use them effectively. Often we tend to focus on what we lack, the tools we don't have, or the skills we feel we have not yet mastered. However, David's story reminds us that we can achieve great feats using the resources we already possess, as long as we use them intelligently and strategically. When facing challenges, it is crucial to assess our own abilities and the resources we have at hand. It can be something as simple as a personal skill, acquired knowledge, or even the support of friends and family. The key is to use these resources strategically, just as David did with his sling and stones. Therefore, when facing your own giants, ask yourself, what resources do you already have? How can you use them effectively to overcome the challenges ahead? The answer to these questions can be the difference between defeat and victory. Remember, as David showed us, often it is the way we use what we already have that determines our success. The third and perhaps most powerful lesson we can learn from the story of David and Goliath is the importance of faith. For David, the battle against Goliath was not just a matter of physical skill or military strategy. He deeply believed that God was on his side and that this faith would give him the necessary strength to win. David declared with confidence, "You come against me with sword, spear, and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied." This declaration of faith was not just words, it was an expression of his total trust in God, even in the face of an apparently invincible adversary. David's faith gave him the courage to face the giant without hesitation. He did not see the size of Goliath as an insurmountable obstacle, but rather as an opportunity to demonstrate God's power. This same faith can be applied in our lives. When we face challenges and obstacles, our faith can provide us with the strength and determination to move forward, even when the situation seems desperate. Having faith does not mean that we will not have fear or doubts, but that we choose to believe and trust in something greater than ourselves. Faith gives us hope and reminds us that even in the most difficult moments, we are not alone. Just as David faced Goliath with confidence in God, we too can face our own giants with the same confidence. Therefore, when facing your challenges, remember the importance of faith. Keep your faith strong and use it as a foundation for your courage and determination. Believing that you can overcome any obstacle with God's help can transform the way you face adversities and, like David, lead you to victory. Now that we have explored the valuable lessons from the story of David and Goliath, we want to hear from you. What is your Goliath? What is that giant challenge you are facing in your life? Share in the comments how you plan to defeat it and what resources you already have that can help you in this battle. Your story can inspire and encourage others who are going through similar challenges. If you enjoyed this message and want to continue following inspiring stories that strengthen your faith and courage, don't forget to subscribe to the Héroïstes de Faith channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos, and share this video with someone who needs a dose of courage today. Together we can find the strength to defeat any giant.